Audio check, audio check. Yep. All right. I think I should be audible. The audio mix should also be fine now. Okay. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you may be in the world. Welcome back to Aero League Racing for one final time this season. This is Tier 4 Blue, Season 18, Round 8, around the Daytona road course. This is the end of the season. Welcome already, Morrison and NTO. It's good to have you in the chat with us already. All good, mate. Morrison, how are you? How are you doing? This is the season finale. This is the title decider as well. We have. Let me check. I keep forgetting my. It was Zelda versus Jin. I can't. It was. It's a championship battle that we have on our hands here. It's. And thank you very much for that, NTO. It is. I'm just trying to read the nice stuff that NTO is providing me with, the nice stats. So Morrison is 2 points behind Zelda after quali. Let's have a look at our protagonists, by the way. We have a few familiar faces. One, which I've mentioned quite a few times, is Juhofin, who is, I'm very thankful, who's uploaded the replay down in P12, but we'll get to him. So, Morrison is one of the protagonists. Oh, right, so it's Morrison and Zelda. I was wrong. I think Jin is P3. So we'll get to that towards the end of the race as well. So we have Morrison in pole position. Obviously, it's been a great quali for him. And all right, I will do that. Thank you very much, NTO, for that. I can't see you. Oh, you're third. You've changed your name. I think the TBG was not there previously. So I will definitely be looking at Slavman, but first let's look at the order. So we have Morrison in pole position on the softs. I mean, I expect everybody to be on the softs, except if anybody's made a mistake with that. Revolit in P2 in the McLaren. So the Purple Beasts are 1 and 3 for the final race of the season, or the sprint at least. Let's see how it goes. NTO in third, right behind his teammate. Zelda in P4, I think he's returned. He wasn't there for the previous race at Fuji, so I'm not sure what's happened there. But I think his chances have taken a bit of a hit because of that. Let's see if he's able to make up the positions before the by the end of the race. Adam in P5. Adam's been relatively consistent throughout the season. He's always been there or thereabouts with the top 5, top 6. He's always been pretty feisty with the car. So I think we should not be discounting him at all. Slavman, who I've been told is the POV I should be looking at for the sprint race start. I will do so. He's in P6. Jin is P7 in the Genesis. Moncon in 8th in the, well, I've just been calling it the other Mercedes throughout the season, in P8. Tetro in P9. So the two Jaguars are 6th and 9th. So both of them are in the top 10. Good for them. JP is starting 10th in Genesis. Outside the top 10, we have just two cars. We have Fred and Juhofen, who rounds up the grid in the McLaren. So, well, let's go. For the sprint race, we have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights ahead of the drivers, and when the lights go out, we go racing. Seems to be a good start for Morrison. Seems to be a good start for NTO. The Purple Beasts are absolutely... They've got the perfect launch. I don't think there's any competition for them really. Reveille coming under pressure from Slavman and so on. Let's have a look at Slavman. What's going to happen here? So Slavman going through turn 1. Oh, what's happened to Morrison? My word. Oh, there's chaos unfolding at the back. It's Reveille who has had a terrible start. What's happened to Morrison? Did he hit the tires here? I think he has. And he's hit his teammate as a result. And Reveille has been caught up in all that. And he is sideways. He's facing the pit wall. Cars are taking to the grass. Cars are taking to the curbing. There is a whole lot of chaos. But despite all that, it is still a Purple Beast 1-2. Unbelievable. And yes, indeed, now I realize why Slavman has been mentioned as the one to look out for at the race start. My word, I think I should have a look at that. So you can, I assume Slav would use a perspective like this, maybe the bonnet cam. So just have a look at this. So you can see the leader going into the first proper corner, hits the tires, and he hits the leader then. And then for the back, it's Revolut actually who comes off worst out of all this. So Zelda's not got a very good start either. We've not been able to follow that in all this chaos. But the worst start, I think, by a mile has to be Revolut, who's down already to P10. But I'm really impressed at the fact that despite that very scary moment, Morrison he still finds himself in P2. That is incredibly impressive. However, NTO leads from P3 up to P1. He'll be pretty happy with that. Although now we see Morrison coming under pressure from Slavman. Slavman goes down the inside, makes the move, and I think he's going to make it stick as well. Moves up into P2. The Jaguar Zelda doesn't seem to have got the perfect launch that he would have hoped for. He's still in P4. I think he lost a position initially. JP's made up a few places. He's a little bit squeamish with the throttle there, but he's up to P5. That's 5 positions gained. Fred and Adam are very, very close together, but I think we're going to see a bit of a battle here between Morrison and Slavman, and Zelda might be looking to join that little battle as well. Through the bank turn we go, and towards the chicane, let's have a look. Slav was very aggressive. Let's see how aggressive he was going into the corner. Morrison and Slavman side by side, and Slavman does not want to give up that P2, but I think he had to in the end. Morrison moves back into his behind his teammate, and Slavman falls to P3. For the back, we saw Adam and Fred very close together. Jin's gone backwards at the start as well, gone down to P8. Monk on in a lonely race. Tetro in P10. Let's see what he can do. Jin is sparking away there. Those sparks were very, very intensive, but he is still in the race. Let's have a look up front. Morrison and NTO, they have swapped places. Crucially, NTO knows that his teammate's fighting for the championship. He doesn't want to be hindering his chances one bit. Slavman he's come alive in the last race, it seems. It is the sprint race. Let's see how he goes in the feature. He's gonna go for the move down the inside once again, is he? On the purple beast he is, and will he be able to cover him off? So nope. NTO goes to the switchback and gets back ahead of Slavman. Slavman still in P3. This, however, the corner we're approaching is where he's made the move on the previous lap on Morrison. He made the move around the inside last time around. Is he going to try one around the outside on NTO? I don't think he's going to be able to make it stick. NTO will cover it off. JP has come alive. He's passed Zelda. Zelda's one of the championship contenders, mind you. So he's one of the championship protagonists, I should say. He has fallen down to P5. So this is not the way Zelda would have wanted his race start to go. And look at how much he's sliding around. I don't think he's very comfortable with the car here. And Slav, alright, so we seem to have a very interesting viewing session ahead of us. Thanks to Slavman, it seems. Going into the chicane, let's have a look. He's chasing after NTO. That's Morrison, who's ahead. And Slavman goes for a move down the inside. And he's missed his braking point. And he's found the tire barrier. Oh my word. I think that's what happens when sometimes you're a bit too eager. He has got so much pace, does Slavman. And what's happened to Jin? Jin's also missed the braking point. That's why he's got that half a second penalty. Zelda all out of shape. Zelda losing a place to Adam. Let's have a look what's happened here. So we saw Zelda getting all out of shape out of the corner. So I think Slavman going off has resulted in quite a few drivers missing their braking points and proper corner entries as well. So let's have a look. So we're going to see in the distance Slavman going for the move, misses his braking point and finds the tire wall. I think in avoidance a lot of drivers have, yeah, there you go. That's JP and Zelda who made contact, and that's allowed Fred to get past as well. Has it? So that's Jane who's missed the corner. I think Fred will get past Zelda as well before we reach the timing line, the start-finish line. They're side by side. It's a great track, this. All the banked corners and such. But Zelda is going backwards while Morrison has a pretty comfortable lead right now. However, that is coming under pressure. I didn't expect this one. JP actually. Oh, I hear a lot of contact in the background. What's happened there? Did Adam hit the wall or something? So we're going towards the first corner. It is the start of lap 3 in the sprint. Let's have a look. I heard some quite a bit of contact there. Oh my word! Adam has hit the invisible wall there. I was wondering why we were gonna hear the sounds there of some clattering going on. So the other Jaguars also look very feisty. Zelda trying to regain some positions, regain his composure, get back into the rhythm. He still has a championship to fight for, but he needs to avoid going off track in the way that he's just done. There's a lot of battles to be looking out for here. Adam obviously has had a bit of a moment. He'll be a little cautious for the next few corners. JP is really coming alive. Despite that Genesis still giving him rear end trouble, he is looking very feisty. He's gone from P10 up to P3 and he's challenging NTO for P2. For the back, let's have a look. Zelda, is he going to be able to hold up Tetropolis? Oh, he's getting all out of shape as we exit the corner. That's going to allow Tetro to at least draw level, I think, with Zelda before we reach the braking zone. Jin, after his penalty, is still held on to P7. Fred and Moncon battling it out. Fred's gone slightly backwards, and who's that? That's Revolut. After a terrible start, Revolut looking to make some moves, and what are we going to see here? Zelda versus Tetro, and my word, I thought for a moment the pair of them were going to miss the braking zone. Indeed, it is Zelda who misses the second part of the game, and Zelda might get a penalty, really, unless he braked enough or left it out enough. Oh, there's contact between Zelda and Tetro, but nothing comes of it. Actually, Jin gets past and all that. I didn't expect Jin to just slice away past. That's very neatly done by him. JP is falling back a bit from NTO as well, so I think they're all settling into a rhythm here. The Purple Beast looks very, very fast and very, very quick. I don't... very, very feisty, I wanted to say. I don't expect Morrison's lead to go challenge anytime soon. He's got no pressure behind. His teammate is covering off for him pretty well. JP might have a go again in a few laps time once he's got his tires in a good window. Zelda is on the grass, and Zelda's lost the position to Jin, but they're still gonna battle it out going into the this is not the stadium section, this is not Hockenheim, sorry, this is the inner part of the Daytona course, and Jin's made the move. So the Genesis looks very, very good around here. JP's absolutely cut through the field. Well, I wanted to use the like a hot knife through butter analogy. Is that the correct one? Or am I mixing it up with something? I think that's what I want to say here. The Genesis guys are already, they're looking very strong here. We should not discount them at all. I could see Jin possibly challenging Adam in the next few laps or so before the end of the sprint. Fred and Tetro battling it out. So let's see, the Jaguars look very feisty. I think they've both made a few mistakes here and there. Going to the chicane, let's have a look. Fred sliding around a little bit. Tetro gets a slightly better exit, but they're relatively level, I think, going towards the start-finish line as we are going to end lap 4 and begin lap 5. Jin and Adam, there's a bit of a gap there. I think Jin's made a bit of a mistake at the chicane. That's allowed Zelda to close back up a little bit. Morrison is taking home full points, it seems, from the sprint. NTO is also in a pretty comfortable position. GP is, I think, just wanting to settle into rhythm and not take any chances, make any mistakes. So he just wants to hold on to that podium place. That will be a good haul of points for him. Adam, in his pursuit of GP, has gone slightly deep into that corner. What about Jin and Zelda? Zelda just doesn't seem very comfortable with the GTR here. What about further back? Is Tetro going to make a move on Fred? Let's have a look going into the corner here. I think we're going to see a move made for a moment. I thought Zelda was going to make a move on Jin, but he's just not having a good time here, Zelda. Goes off track, loses the place to Fred and possibly to Tetro as well. Zelda has gone backwards in this race, down to P8. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with this, the way this race has progressed for him. Revolut and Geofin are 9th and 10th. They are in a very good position if they finish where they are right now, because this is going to give them a 1-2 for the start of the feature race. Slavman has been a pretty disastrous race for him. Moncon, I think, has made a bit of a mistake as well, down in last place right now. Petro and Fred. Oh, somebody's gone off. That's Adam. Well, I was expecting Adam to give JP some trouble, but I think what's happened here? Oh, he's clipped I think he's taking too much curbing there. It's unsettled his car. So lap 5, the end of lap 5 has not been particularly memorable for Adam. He's taken too much grass on the entry, and that's offset his momentum, and he goes over the grass, loses the position to the Genesis of Gin Tonics and falls to P5. Now it's the Genesis 3-4, a Purple Beast 1-2, and there's no other pairings. Actually, it's the top 6 are made up of teammate pairings. It's the Purple Beasts and the Genesis, and now it is the Porsches. Fred and Adam trade places. Adam down to P6, and into turn 1 we go. Adam is gonna attack his teammate, go down the inside and take the position and move up to P5. Tetro might sniff an opportunity here. Zelda's, I think more than anything, he'll just be a bit frustrated with how the race is going. He's possibly not enjoying the car or the track or something. Tetro Police won't be very happy with that. Zelda, and they all hold position. But it seems like Zelda's race is just not going at all in the way he wanted it to. These two are battling it out, it seems. Fred and Adam. I think we're going to see a move being made before we reach the chicane, possibly. Or rather, at the chicane. Braking zone. Adam goes a little bit wider in order to try and get a slightly better exit, although Fred is right on his tail. Are we going to see the two Porsches battle it out going to the chicane? Let's have a look. Fred's not that far behind Adam. Are we going to see him go for a move? It's teammates battling it out, mind you, so we expect there to be a slight bit of caution. You don't want to commit the cardinal sin of crashing into your own teammate. That is one of the unspoken rules of racing. Adam goes over the curbing, so does Fred. I don't think it's going to net them a penalty though, so they should not have any issues. Oh, that's Zelda with a penalty, and he's also positioned to Revelate. What's happened here? Oh, he's gone over the grass, and that's offset his car. It's caused him to lose some momentum, and he's now fallen to P9, and Revelate's in P8. Zelda's race seems to be going from bad to worse, and he'll have to slow down as well. Let's have a look at this. So Tetro got a good exit. I didn't really follow that. He might just be able to get both Porsches in the span of the main straight. Let's have a look. He's trying to force his way down the inside on Adam's car, and I think he's made it stick. Tetropolis moves up into P5. Fred and Adam still battling it out. So this is what I was fearing for them. If these two keep battling it out, it might allow somebody else to make their way past them. So the two Porsches are now running 6th and 7th. Tetro's moved up into P5 in a good position. This will give him P6 for the feature race, start of the feature race. JP and Jin running well, 3rd and 4th still. Morrison has disappeared. He knows his task is just to get maximum points, avoid any possible penalties and so on. So he doesn't want to take any risks, just wants to keep it clean. And he's just disappeared into the distance there. However, this battle is really fun to watch. The battle for P5 is coming alive. You can't discount any of them. I don't think you can discount Revelate either. Despite that huge moment at the race start, Revelate's managed to fight his way back up to P8, and he can see P5 in the distance. He knows that it's there. There's a possibility that he could still finish in the top 5 of the sprint race. So as we come towards the end of lap 7, Morrison leads, and JP's got a penalty. Just as I mentioned that it's looking comfortable for them. So I know even though it's a recorded thing, I'm not giving them a live commentator's curse, but it's unfortunate. It's happened so frequently with when I try to compliment a driver. But the two Genesis guys trade positions. Jin now up to P3, JP sliding in P4. He's not happy with that. Fred and Adam And Revolit now battling it out. Tetro seems to have broken away a little bit from the pack. This is the penultimate lap of the sprint race. So I'm expecting Revolit to be a little aggressive here. He will be pretty upset with how the race start is gone, and to make amends for that, he will possibly look to make a move down the inside on Adam. He's a bit too far back right now, so I think it will be a move in the making, possibly into the chicane. Further back, Zelda. Oh, his race just seems to be going from bad to worse. He's down to P9. The only saving grace, I hear somebody tire squealing. Was that Jiho Finn? Or was that Slavman? What about Moncon? He's had a pretty torrid race himself. So the only saving grace for Zelda here is that he's going to start, if he finishes where he is right now, he's going to start P2 for the feature. So all he has to do is hold on and hope that Morrison gets caught up in some battles further back. Revolit's got a good exit, and Revolit's got some good slipstream. He goes on the inside, and he's made a pretty good move on Fred. And Revolit up to P7, goes over the grass there slightly, but still holds on to his position. Fred and Adam, I think their quest to battle it out and just have a good battle is really not paid off very well for them, because they are now tumbling down the order effectively. They've lost 2 places, one to Tetro and now to Revolit, it seems. Let's have a look if Adam can do something about that as we go towards the first braking zone. This is the last lap of the sprint. Are we going to see any moves being made? Are we going to see any positions being retaken? Revolit moves up into P6, which is going to give him P5 for the feature, providing he can stay there. It doesn't seem like Adam's going to make that very easy for him as we go towards the long right-hander, this braking zone as well. Adam retakes P6. Revolit falls to P7 and coming under pressure from Fred is he. Fred and Revolit going to go side by side into the left-hander and then to the braking zone. Who's going to be emerging on top in this? I think it's going to be Revolit. As we go to the right-hander, don't discount Revolit at all. He is still very, very close to Adam. This is not over yet in the slightest. Revolit is in a bit of a pickle here. He's got a Porsche ahead and behind him. Through the left-hander we go. There's a little bit of contact between Revolit and Adam. That is going to offset their momentum. And actually, I think it's going to be Fred who's got the best exit as we go towards the chicane. On the last lap of the race, you can see the top right there on the track map, Morrison is already at the chicane. He is rather dominant here. There's been no stopping him once he got past NTO, but we'll follow this battle because it seems to be very, very close. Revolit versus Fred and Adam leading the pair of them into the chicane. We go. Fred breaks late. Is he going to be able to make the move? Wow, I did not expect that. What a move by Fred on the last lap of the sprint race to get ahead of Revolit. He breaks the slipstream already, trying to avoid giving Revolit any advantage, but I don't think it's worked out in his favor. Morrison wins the race. I'm sorry I haven't focused on him at all. This is a fantastic battle that we're witnessing on the last lap of the sprint race. Revolit versus Fred. Fred made a great move, but I think he went a bit too hot into the second part of the chicane there. It's going to be very close, but it is going to be Revolit who finishes in 7th ahead of Fred. My word, what a finish that's been. Let's have a look at the leaders there. I think did something happen to NT or did he just make a bit of a mistake there? So, oh, that's Morrison having a bit of a celebratory spin over the line. NT and 2 and yeah. So let's have a look here. What's happened to Fred, because he made a great move and I think he tried to break the slipstream too early, and this extreme movement that he made towards the right really, I think, offset his straight line advantage that he had. I think if he stayed in the slipstream of his teammate, he would have had a much better run to the line and would have been able to hold on to P7. Wow. And Revolit will be pretty happy seeing that happen just moments before they reach the finish line. Zelda's gonna want to forget the sprint race. Slavman is P10, but I think a saving grace for him is that it will be P1 for the feature. Joe Finn in P11, quiet race. Moncon, I'm not sure what's happened to him, but it's been a pretty forgettable race for him as well. And that's the end of the sprint race. We now move on to the feature. That's been a very, very entertaining sprint race. And thank you very much, Juho Finn. once again for uploading the replay. Let me very quickly start the stream. All right. Haven't had a chance to accidentally glance over the results there. All right, so now this is where it's gonna get interesting. 23 laps around Daytona. Slavman leads them away in the Jaguar. He is on the mediums. Zelda will just be hoping to get some clear air and possibly just make it work in the feature race and hope that his title rival Morrison has some traffic to deal with. Well, let's see how it goes. Zelda's also on the mediums. Fred on the mediums in P3. So is Rev Elite in P4. Fred's teammate Adam in P5 on the mediums as well. So I think most have opted for the mediums. Tetro also on the mediums. So is JP. So is Jin. So is NTO. So is Morrison. I'm expecting Juhofin to possibly take a gamble on the softs or on the hards. Nope, Juhofin also on the mediums and Monkon also on the mediums. So the entire field, sorry, all 12 drivers are on the medium tires. 23 laps of Daytona coming up. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. The last race of what's been an incredible season. We still have a title battle on our hands here. Morrison versus Zelda. Who's gonna emerge victorious? We're gonna find out. Let's go racing. Slavman does not seem to have got the perfect launch off the line. Zelda seems to have got a slightly better launch as we head towards the first braking zone. This is where chaos erupted in the sprint race. Are we gonna see something similar? Revolit, Adam and Tetro. Wow, that was very close between all of them. And JP grieves the tire barrier this time around. Loses the rear end, but still, I think he's lucky to get away without any damage there. As we go towards the infield for the first time, Slavman still leads. Zelda's hot on his tail. I think Zelda's going to want to make a move at the earliest available point of our screen so that he can get some clear air and just show what he can do. Show what he's capable of. Slavman, however, will be a tough customer to pass. Both the Jags have been showing very good pace this race around this track. And they are running in very good position. P5 and P1 presently. It is only lap 1 though. Never discount anyone from this race. Slavman leads. Zelda P2. Fred and Revolit got close. Now it's Revolit coming under pressure from Tetropolis. JP, having created the tire barrier, is running well in P6. So that's obviously not offset his momentum whatsoever. Tetro trying to pass Revolit, but I don't think it's going to happen on this occasion as we go towards the chicane for the first time of 23 times. And let's see if JP is going to go for a move. I don't think he is. Somebody's going to bound to go off circuit, and it is Revolit. Unfortunate for him. Lap 1's been just so troublesome for him in both the races. He tumbles down the order, Revolit, falling down to P7, possibly P8. Jin's picked up a penalty. That is not the way these two would have wanted the race to go, Revolit and Jin. And what about the championship protagonists here? Morrison's up to P7. His teammate is in P9. He's past Revolit. Jin's slowing down. So once again, the Purple Beasts are running in formation P8, P7 and P8. But up front, Slavman still leads. Zelda's not been able to find a way past. It's critical for Zelda to make his way past these guys as early as possible, because we have a very fast charging Morrison who's already made his way past Adam. As we go towards the infield for the second time in this race, are we going to see Morrison just cut through the pack once again? It doesn't seem like it at the moment. He is going to get some fierce competition. Adam retakes P6, JP in P5. So is Adam going to be causing Morrison a bit of trouble here as we go through the infield? NT, I'm sure, will not be giving his teammate any trouble whatsoever. He's just going to hang back, and he knows that his teammate's fighting for the championship here, so there's no real reason to want to give any trouble to your teammate. And he was giving a bit of a gap there, leaving a bit of a gap there to his teammate. And you can see here the different tactics drivers are having to use to break the slipstream of the following car. Fred is going to be coming under so much pressure. Into the chicane we go. A Jaguar versus a Porsche, and Tetro moves up into P3. And is JP going to try to make a move as well? Tetro goes slightly offline, and that's caused him to go off track. Almost loses the car there, and who is... My word. There's no stopping him, it seems. Morrison was running in P6, and at the end of this little skirmish, I think he's going to find himself in P4. Well done, JP having to take some avoiding action. Adam gets a penalty for some reason. I think it's just for going over the curbing there. So, this is ridiculous. I love the chaos and the sheer unpredictability that this tier provides in terms of racing. It's just so fun to watch. Morrison has moved up into P3. It is lap 3. In the span of 3 laps, Morrison has gone from P10 all the way up to P3. His race management seems to be fantastic. JP is going to try to attack Morrison, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Morrison closes the door on him, and JP will have to hold on to P4. Fred has gone backwards, and are we seeing some battles here between Slavman and Zelda? So they are side by side going through the infield here, and it seems to be Zelda who has the advantage for now, but has it come a bit too late for him, because look who's right behind Slavman. It's Morrison. Moncon has the fastest lap, however, further back. I thought for a moment Morrison had the fastest lap. Zelda and Slavman are still battling it out. This does not bode well for Zelda. His title aspirations seem to be just disappearing. And a very quick Morrison seems to be appearing in his rearview mirrors as well. So Morrison has already broken free of the chasing pack. You can see JP has some traffic to deal with. Morrison's not in the clear yet, but they're still going to be... He's still going to have to nail the chicane absolutely to break free of GP slipstream. Zelda just desperately trying to find a way past Slavman. Into the chicane we go, and Zelda is getting desperate to get past the Jaguar. And he loses the rear end. That does not bode well whatsoever. And Morrison's getting ever closer. I don't think we would have expected this lap 4. Once we start lap 4, Morrison and Zelda are going to be very, very close. I think separated by what? Second and a half? I don't think we would have been able to call that whatsoever. Morrison just sliced his way through the field here. JP still holds P4. Revolut's up into P5. So one of the Porsches has had a pretty bad time. So that's Adam, I think, who's not had a very good time. What's happening here? Fred and Moncon. NTO's not been able to charge up the field in the manner that his teammate has. NTO and Tetro battling it out. NTO trying to move down the inside, and Tetro's gone a bit deep, but I think he's going to get a better exit. Or is it? NTO seems to have got the slightly better exit, but no. NTO seems to have the advantage, but Tetro does get the better exit there. And... oh my word, I missed something. Let's follow this. Morrison and Zelda, the title protagonists, are line astern. Zelda in P2. I'm assuming this would be one of his home races. He's American, obviously, and he's gone deep into the corner. He's taken to the grass, and when he rejoins, he can see his title rival slowly disappearing into the distance. Morrison is up into P2. He's made up 8 positions in the span of 4 laps. Unbelievable. Unbelievable momentum by him. Morrison already in P2. Zelda is, I think, he'll want to just hang on to whatever is possible. Maybe a podium. I just don't think the track and car combo is gelling with him here. JP and Zelda. Now, are we going to see JP mount an attack on the GTR? Are we going to see Revolut be able to get ahead of these two and get into the podium places, onto the rostrum? Slavman has a decent lead, but how long will it last? Morrison seems to be extremely quick here. There's no stopping him. I think it's only a matter of laps before he gets close to Slavman. And his charge will be aided a little bit thanks to Slavman picking up a 1 second penalty. Let's have a look further back. The midfield is always interesting, and there you go, 3 cars battling it out. Fred, Moncon and Jin. So this is not the P10 Jin would have wanted. P10 in the sprint is needed. P10 feature is just not what you want. Oh, Moncon slightly squeezing Jin towards the wall there as we head towards the first braking zone. Lap 5 of 23. Moncon, Fred and Jin. This is such a close battle. It's just not possible to call it accurately, but I think Moncon has taken the upper hand for now. Fred just trying to find his appropriate line. Moncon did not anticipate for Tetropolis to break that at the point where he did, and he's been slightly caught out there. That's gonna allow Fred to get a lot closer to the Mercedes than Moncon would have liked. Tetro and Revolead battling it out, and NTO's steadily just moving up the field. The Purple Bee seems to have momentum, and Fred seems to have gone slightly offline there. That's gonna allow Jin to close up as we head towards the braking zone. There's contact between Moncon and Fred, and my word, Moncon will not be happy with that one bit. Somehow, I don't think Moncon got any damage. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, indeed, I did miss something. So I did say it's a matter of time, although I should have focused on that. We start lap 5 by witnessing Morrison challenging for the lead alongside Slavman. They're gonna go side by side towards the first braking zone. The brakes are glowing red hot. They are causing each other a lot of grief, battling in the way they are. Zelda and Morrison battling it out as well, possibly. If Slavman just keeps up his defense, Zelda sends one down the inside. There's a little bit of contact there. Morrison's not gonna enjoy that. JP seemed to be getting interested for a moment there. Morrison now falls to P3. Zelda's back up to P2. So, well, anything's possible here. We shouldn't be discounting them. JP's gone a little bit deeper in the corner there. There's contact, and well, Morrison's start seems to have been halted slightly. Down to P3. JP is hot on his heels. However, I think Morrison's just gonna get into the rhythm here and get back in the slipstream and try and get past the Nissan and the Jaguar ahead of him. So we go on to the banking. Morrison now behind Zelda. Thank you very much, NTO, for that call out. I did miss that. I would have realized it, I think, a bit too late. So very grateful for that. We're seeing Tetro and Revolead. We are seeing Jin and Fred battling it out. Have a look up front. Morrison's got the better extra out of the chicane. We'll get back to that battle in a moment. Morrison versus Zelda side by side, the two title protagonists. They're gonna start lap 6 almost level. But I think Zelda's got the slight advantage, at least right now. Morrison's just trying to find the perfect way to get past his rival as we start lap 6. Zelda is gonna get back into the slipstream. Is he gonna be able to pass? I don't think Zelda is. As we go towards the braking zone, he's gone a bit wide, gone a bit deeper into the corner, and there's contact. Oh, and he's gone into the wall. I didn't expect that the contact to be that serious there. So has the Genesis of GP and the Nissan of Zelda made contact. Let's have a look as we go towards the first braking zone. Zelda's on the outside, JP on the inside, and oh my word, a little tap can have such huge consequences. Zelda is in the wall, and oh, that's not gonna be liked by those who've just gone through him. Zelda in P10, and well, he's not going, he's not moving. So something happened to Zelda. Is it a glitch, or is Zelda just stopped? Oh, it's just gotten going there. Zelda's championship aspirations seem to be disappearing rather rapidly, unfortunate as it may be. Tetro's gone ahead of NTO. We'll have a look at that as well. So how has that happened? Because behind NTO, he's just got a better exit. So oh, is it so? I think Zelda took a moment to let the chat know something, the tier 4 blue chat. Why? That's why he was stopped. I'm not sure. I've not seen the chat channel, the text channel myself. So I'm not sure what the message would have been. But I'm assuming JP's been the recipient of the message. Morrison. All Morrison has to do is keep it clean. All he has to do is just play it safe. I think he has the advantage already, thanks to the result in the sprint. And presently, with Zelda down in P11, he's outside the top 10. That's just, you can see he's still in the infield. His next closest competitor is Jihofen, who's right behind him, but the car ahead is already on the banking, so this has not gone particularly well for him. It'll take a miracle for Zelda to get back into the title race here from at this point. Morrison challenging Slavman. JP is a little too far back. What about Tetro and NTO? NTO, you can see the sheer pace that the Purple Beast has. Alright. I think I misjudged that then. NTO had a penalty. And he's trying to get past Tetropolis as we go towards the braking zone. They're side by side. Tetro still has the advantage, or does he? He's going a bit deep into the corner. That's going to allow NTO to breeze past up into P4. What about these two? This is the battle for the lead. Morrison versus Slavman. Slav's gone a bit deep into that corner. However, he is still running level with Morrison as we go towards the left-hander, and into the braking zone, which is the right-hander. Let's have a look who is going to emerge on top. Slavman seems to have the advantage. Has he gone deep once again, though? We'll have to keep an eye out for that. Well, he is very feisty, very aggressive. He knows it's the end of the season. He wants to get that top step of the podium. Morrison is not going to make it easy for him, but he's not going to make it easy for Morrison as well. And in all this, mind you, GP could emerge on top. Thanks to all this. NTO has got the hazard lights on. He's running in a bit of clear air. Tetro's a little bit too far back right now to make a move. What about these two going into the chicane? We've seen a few rather audacious moves being made into the chicane. I don't expect to see one being made right now. Morrison, he's just going to follow Slavman and just get the best line, which he's not been able to do. He's gone over the curbing there, and that's going to allow JP to breeze into P2. And he's got a penalty. I think this is the first time across the, well, apart from the lap 1 moment in the sprint, that we're seeing Morrison falter. He's going to have to slow down, but lucky for him, there's a pretty big gap behind him to Tetropolis. NTO's picked up a penalty, so he's obviously not had a very good run through the chicane himself. Slavman leads. Oh, he's... I thought for a moment JP was going to go for a move. I don't know why I thought that. Sorry. Changing camera angles very rapidly. NTO's lost the position to Revelite. NTO's penalty really hampered his progress. Now the McLaren driver is up into P5. Let's see how long he will stay there, because NTO... The Purple Beasts have been showing very good pace here. The other Mercedes of Moncon also showing reasonable pace. I think for a while Moncon had the fastest lap as well, before Morrison took it away. What about Morrison? Well, there's a little bit of a gap to JP right now, which is not what Morrison wants to see. JP's closed the gap to Slavman. In the midfield, as we always do, we have a battle brewing. NTO, Revolute, we have Moncon and Jin as well. Further back, what about Fred? Okay, Adam's a little too far back. Fred and Moncon battling it out. No, Moncon's I don't think got the best exit there. Well, I think that explains it. Good. They are a very good bunch to practice with, the tier 2 guys. They've chosen a good group of people to practice with. That really helps with the pace. NTO showing the result of that, already moving back up to P5. It seems to be doing pretty well for the Purple Beasts. There's too many battles to follow here. GP versus Slavman side by side. Slavman's proven to be a very difficult person to pass in this race. We start lap 9. Slav has the inside, JP has the advantage, he's ahead on track. I don't think Slav is going to try anything audacious here. Although JP's gone a little bit wide, has it been as a result of a few taps by Slavman? I think it may have been because he slightly lifted up the throttle there, Slavman. As we exited the corner, JP is now in the lead, but he's gone deep into the corner. That's not going to help out whatsoever. We have a nice cinematic angle there for a moment. NTO and Reveille battling it out. Tetro's driving a bit of a quiet race here, and Morrison will be extremely happy to see this ahead of him. The leaders are battling it out, and when two cars battle it out in the manner that these two are right now, Slavman, is he going to send it down the inside? He is. There's contact, and when two cars around you battle in the manner that Slav and JP are right now, that's going to allow other drivers to really catch up and have a chance. Morrison is just going to be loving this battle ahead of him because he knows that it's going to give him the advantage to possibly just make a very decisive move, possibly at the exit of the chicane, maybe at the start of the next lap. We're about to find out. What about further back? Nothing going. We'll just focus on this battle then. Slavman versus JP. JP has the advantage of track position. Slavman has been very feisty, very aggressive. We go into the chicane, and I think JP is going to be able to hold on, or is he? This has proven to be a pretty tough part of the track for many drivers. Morrison has found his way past Slavman, and JP has a penalty. As I said, Morrison needs to make a very decisive move, and that's exactly what he's done. It's a picture-perfect situation for Morrison. Up into P1, JP pits. He's getting rid of these medium tires. Morrison takes the fastest lap. Slavman in P2, but look at the gap that he now has to Morrison, and he's gone a bit too hot into that corner and lifted out the throttle as well for some reason. Tetro's in P3, so NTO I think would want to replicate the pace of his teammate, but I think he'll have to get past the very fast charging Jaguar pack to do that. That'll give him some nice clear air. Jin and Reveille battling it out. Jin for a moment seemed to have the advantage on the McLaren driver, but Reveille gets back up into P5. Fred in P7. Moncon in P8. Adams, I think, slightly bridged the gap to these two. JP emerges. Oh, and we've lost a driver, and that's Zelda. Juhofen is playing some farming simulator here, it seems. Going onto the grass there. I'm very keen to see. So, alright, JP has opted for another set of the mediums. So, I'm assuming it's going to be a medium soft for him. Are the others going to take evasive action? Are they going to respond to it as a result? Are we going to see Morrison into the pits within the next few laps? Possibly going on to the hards, playing it safe, just bringing the car home? Or are we going to see Morrison also go for a medium soft? What about Slavman? Slavman has obviously got a bit of a disadvantage here. He's a few seconds behind Morrison right now. Are we going to see anybody come into the pit lane? I don't think anybody is coming into the pit lane right now. NTO is coming under pressure from Reveille. We start lap 11. We're going to see the McLaren and the Mercedes almost side by side into the first braking zone. And NTO holds his position. Indeed, it's a pretty long pit lane, and this particular pit exit that we are trying to focus on here, thanks to Reveille's onboard, it is a bit tricky as well, and I think I remember it from a few daily races that I've done here. It's very annoying to pit over here, and it's a very slow pit lane. I don't necessarily think JP's gamble is the correct one, and he's pitting again. Is he? No, sorry, I made a mistake there. I thought that was the pit entry. It was the pit exit, sorry. Juhofen and... oh, we've lost another driver. We had 11 a moment ago. Who have we lost? Have we lost Moncon? Moncon hits the tire wall, tire barrier. And is that the end of Moncon's race as well? Or is there... oh. So we've lost 2 drivers from this race. One of whom you just saw on your screen, Moncon, and crucially the other one is TLGG Zelda, who was one of the title protagonists. His rival, title rival, is T Morrison 94, who is leading by a pretty comfortable margin right now. He's got a bit of breathing room to the driver in P2, which is Slavman. Well, I think that's it. We can officially, crown Morrison the champion. Congratulations, Morrison. I think we're going to wait for the end of the race to do that officially. But Morrison, I think come what may, he's taken the points lead and he is looking set to win the race as well, given the pace that he's showing tonight. Slavman and Tetro running well. This seems to be going very nicely for the 2 Jaguar drivers. NTO and P4, could he make it another Purple Beast 1-2? A 1-2 in the sprint, a possible 1-2 in the feature? We're going to find out. We have another 13 laps to go, including this one. Morrison has already taken the chicane there, you can see. Slavman just approaching the chicane. And there you go. That's just the lead that Morrison has right now. He's in his groove right now. He just doesn't want to be disturbed. He wants to enjoy the Purple Beast for one last time this season. Slavman in P2. Well, absolutely, Morrison, thank you for a very, very entertaining season. And do watch the race later. Do enjoy watching yourself cross the line in, well, I don't know what position it's going to be. I am assuming, given the pace you've shown, it's going to be P1. Your teammate's pitting. NTO is into the pit lane. He wants to get out of that little bunch of cars. Wants to go for the undercut. I'm assuming it's going to be for the hard tires. Playing it safe, no risks. Adam in P8. So where is JP? Where is JP going to emerge? And where is NTO going to emerge rather in regards to where JP is right now? So NTO, we're going to have a look at his tires in a moment. We'll have a look up front. Slavman and Tetropolis. Well, when do these two decide to pit? It is lap 12, so we have, I think, just about to cross half race distance once we reach the middle part of the track. Tetro is running pretty well. Both the Jags are running very nicely. I think we could expect a podium possibly from both of them. What about NTO? Where's he come out? He's come out behind JP. Crucially, however, JP has to stop again. He is on the mediums. Absolutely, Morrison. Hope to see you on track sometime soon. And see you. Thank you for a great season. We will still focus on the on-track version of Morrison for the time being. Let's see what Morrison decides to do as we head towards the end of lap 12. He's got enough fuel, he's got the tires. I think he's just gonna carry on, possibly go for a medium soft. Slavman stays out. Tetro coming under pressure from Reveille. Reveille's got the better exit. Reveille's got the slipstream, and as we start lap 13, Reveille seems to be challenging for P3. Is he gonna be able to make it stick? Oh my word, the pair of them go off circuit. Where is Jin? Oh, his eyes would have lit up seeing that moment for those two ahead of him. Reveille and Tetro battling it out very aggressively, but they all somehow still hold position. Reveille in P4, Tetro in P3, and Jin in P5. Fred is a little ways back from the pack. Adam, oh, what's happened to Adam? Going into turn 1, has he hit the tire wall? Oh, he spun! And in his bid to recover, he's just made things a little worse for himself. He should be able to recover before JP comes onto the scene. So JP can see the yellow flags on his screen. I think what JP is going to try to do here is just eat through these tires and extract as much pace as he can, because there is the very important thing that he has to pit again, JP. NTO has made his pit stop. How much of an advantage is this going to be for the Frenchman in the Purple Beast? This car has shown phenomenal pace across the sprint and the feature. Are we going to see NTO just move his way up the field, possibly into a podium place, into P2 maybe? Well, we're going to find out. I was going to mention Slavman seems to be running well. Morrison's broken free, but Slavman is running in a bit of a lonely pack. However, he's now got a penalty, and this battle is really heating up. Jin versus Revolut versus Tetropolis. Jin once again has got a good run. He's moved up ahead of Revolut and he's now in P4. He has the Jaguar of Tetropolis ahead of him, and crucially for the race, Morrison has come into the pits, so has Slavman. These three, I'm assuming, will carry on for one more lap at the very least. So, as we go towards the braking zone, oh, what happened there? I thought he was far enough away from the pit wall, Tetropolis. Let's have a look. Jin versus Tetro as we head towards the braking zone. Oh, I think the invisible wall juts out over there, and nothing that Tetro could do there. That is, he'll be very upset with the game for having done that to him. And Tetro falls to P2. He's now, Jin leads the way. However, mind you, all three of these drivers have to pit. So does Fred. Let's have a look at these two. What tires do they opt for? Where will they come out in regards to JP? Where will they come out in regards to NTO? Where's NTO? NTO is just crossing the finish line right now. So we can see here Morrison has emerged ahead of JP. I think that is crucial for his race, because had he come out behind JP, that would have been a little problematic. He would have had to fight his way past the Genesis driver. And Morrison has also opted for the one-stop, playing it safe, no point in taking a risk here. He has also gone on to the hard tires. So it's only JP, unless JP wanted to pit for the hards and has accidentally opted for the mediums. That would be a pretty big shame. Slavman has gone to the softs. We have a gambler, and it is the Spaniard in the Jaguar. Slavman in P8 has opted to take on the soft tires. NTO is quite a ways behind his teammate, but let's see where they all emerge at the end of this pit stop phase. I think I'm just gonna follow these three. However, I'm expecting all three of them to dive into the pits around about this lap. Tetro will have to dive in this lap. Jin and Revolut might be able to drag it out for one more lap. Tetro trying to just find the correct line, but I think he will have to find the inside line and come into the pit lane. Well, alright, so I don't know what exactly has happened there. I thought for a moment Revolut managed to get past Tetro, so there you go. Tetro was on the extreme outside line at the top of the banking, and he's just going to cut across, and no, he's not going to cut across. He was poised to enter the pit lane correctly. So they are also going to get rid of the medium tires, but what do they opt to go on to? Revolut being in the McLaren, it's been very kind on its tires, especially in the hands of Joe Finn, who's having a pretty torrid race down in P10, but he's been very good at conserving his tires. I think the McLaren helps with that. So I'm expecting Revolut to go onto the softs, Tetro onto the hards. Fred stays out and just kicks up a little bit of grass there. Morrison, where is JP? JP is a long way behind Morrison right now. There's no competition between the pair of them. Adam is also between the pair of them, which is an added disadvantage for sorry, there's JP and Slavman. My apologies. Let's have a look. So Revolut has opted for the soft tires. Tetro has also opted for the soft tires. So this is going to be interesting. We have three drivers all running Linus turns: Slavman, Revolut and Tetro, all of whom have the soft tires on their car. How big of a concern is tire wear around this track? I think we're going to find out only around lap 20, 21 or so. NTO, while he might be on the hards, he has a very fast car which is really going to help him out quite a bit. Johofin is not pitted yet. It's been a pretty forgettable race for him. Fred and Jin, I'm assuming Jin is definitely going to come in this lap. I'm assuming similar for Fred. Morrison, all he has to do is keep it within the white lines, play it safe. Even if GP attacks him in the next few laps, all he has to do is just bide his time. GP will have to pit again. That is going to be a very big disadvantage for GP, I think. Because that's going to drop him from what seems like a possible P2, maybe P3. I think it's going to drop him to a P6, P7 by the end of the pit stop phase. So Fred has stayed out. He takes the lead of the race. Jin is pitting. I'm assuming it's going to be for the soft tires as well. So I think all those who are pitting at this point in the race are going to go on to the soft tires. Adam has pitted as well. So we have only Fred and Johofin who have not pitted yet. Everybody else has made their mandatory pit stop onto another tire compound. We'll have a look at what Jin opts for, and same goes for Adam. So Jin emerges in P6. He is ahead of Tetropolis, and he is also on the soft tires. So this is going to be very interesting. The Genesis guys are showing very good pace. However, I'm a little puzzled by JP's strategy. Well, only time will tell what he decides to do. Fred is running out of fuel. Fred will be coming into the pits this lap. I'm assuming, oh, did Johofin pit? No, Johofin has stayed out and Adam had pitted, right. I missed that. Johofin moves up to P9. Although it's only temporary. Look at the fuel that he has and the situation of his tires. He's going to have to pit. Same goes for Fred. Going through the chicane. What about Morrison? He is being caught by GP. So the Genesis is getting ever closer to the Purple Beast. And as we go through the chicane, Morrison is going to hang on for now, I think. Ideally, he shouldn't be taking any risks here. I know he wants the win. He wants the win to seal off what's cap off was been a fantastic season. Fred dives into the pit lane. This is going to give the lead. Well, who is going to get the lead? JP is in the slipstream. He is going aggressive. There's a bit for bump draft there. As we start lap 17 of 23, we're getting very close to the end of the race. Any decisive moves that have to be made now, effectively. Fred ran out of fuel, I think, before he entered the pit lane. Morrison and JP battling it out side by side. Morrison will, I don't think, make it very difficult if JP is rather aggressive in his attack. Morrison tries to hold on to P1. JP goes onto the grass there. Oh my word, he almost loses the car. Somehow keeps it under control. Slavman can see the white Genesis in the distance there, squirming for traction. He knows that JP would be just getting flustered there, behind Morrison for a while as well. Styles would have heated up. Slavman knows that he just needs to bring the car home. So good. I think he's gonna have a pretty good chance on these soft tires. Jin and Revolead. So I think Jin got ahead of Revolead. Tetro is, I think, gonna be next. Revolead is coming under pressure from the Jaguar. NTO is a long way back. I don't think the hards are particularly working out well for him. However, we still have a lot of laps to go in this race. Anything's possible. Slavman has the fastest lap on those soft tires. What about JP and Morrison? JP is a few car lengths behind the Purple Beast. Slavman in P3. What about Revolead and Tetropolis? Are we gonna see a battle brewing here between these two? Sorry. Tetro is in the slipstream as we head towards the start-finish line and start lap 18 of this race. Tetro is just desperately trying to find a way past the McLaren. Has the straight line speed advantage thanks to the slipstream, and as we start lap 18 of 23, they're going to go side by side towards the braking zone. Who is going to emerge on top? I think it's going to be Tetropolis. And there you go. Tetro is now ahead of the McLaren. NTO is don't discount NTO right now. All those ahead of him are running the soft tires. And by the end of the race, I don't expect the tires to be looking particularly pretty. JP has still not been able to find a way past Morrison. And Juhofen has pitted onto the soft tires. So everybody has made their mandatory pit stop. The only driver that has to do it again is JP. That is the situation of the race as we are about to start lap 19 of 23. This is the final race of the season. Obviously, drivers want to end the season on a high, so I'm expecting some aggressive moves, possibly a podium in the last race. Well, who is going to be the beneficiary in all that? We will find out in a couple laps time. Going into the chicane, Morrison still leads the pack. GP is close, but not close enough. He is just not able to find a way past the purple beast. Slavman has a penalty. Jin is only the long way back, although that's a 1 second penalty for the Jaguar driver. So I think the German Genesis should have a pretty good time. JP pits. I have no doubt that it's going to be under the soft tires and it's going to be just a tire change for him, no fuel top up. This promotes Slavman into P2, Jin into P3, and Tetro's not too far behind. Tetro's challenging for the podium as well. So is Revolut. Do not discount NTO. I know the purple beasts are not breaking away from the pack at the rate of knots that they were on the medium tires, but they are on the hards. They have a much more comfortable run to the line than the soft runners will have, because these guys obviously will realize at one point that they need to do a bit of tire conservation in order to bring the tires home, then bring the car home without getting a puncture. The Slavman's tires are not looking very good. Jin's pitted later, his tires are slightly better. Tetro and Revolut's tires are also slightly more worn, but Slav's really used up a lot of his tires. Morrison still leads. Slavman coming under increasing pressure from Jin. Where has JP come out? He's come out behind Fred. He's a long way behind the battling pack. However, depending on the kind of pace he shows, he could possibly catch up to them by the end of the race. We'll find out. This is a great battle going on for P2. Slavman versus Gin Tonics, and Slavman still holds on to P2 for the time being. The Jaguar versus the Genesis. The other Jaguar of Tetro is also right there, just waiting to pounce. Slavman's tires are not looking very pretty right now, although it is 4 laps once we cross the line. That's lap 20, 21, 22 and 23 that Slavman has to fend off a very, very fast charging Gin Tonics. Jin is just trying desperately to find a way past the Jaguar. He has another Jaguar right behind him in the form of Tetropolis. Revolut's slightly fallen back. NTO is driving a bit of a quiet race right now. Fred has JP behind him. JP is on fresh soft tires and he makes his way past the Porsche. So the Porsche duo are running P8 and P9. It's not been the final race that they would have wanted. It's not the final race Joe would have wanted. Morrison's got a bit of a gap to Slavman. I think this is the battle that we're just going to keep following till the end of the race. Slavman, Gin Tonics, Tetropolis. Are we going to see Revolut be a protagonist here? Are we going to see NTO be an unlikely protagonist here? Because right now it doesn't seem like NTO's in a particularly good position. These guys' tires are also holding up pretty well. I think the softs were much more resilient than Morrison and NTO thought they were. And something that is unexpectedly working for Morrison, despite these guys being behind him on the soft tires. Morrison may be on the hards, these guys may be on the softs, but these guys are battling it out, which is going to allow Morrison to just keep building the advantage that he has, or already has, and just playing it safe, bringing the car home, maintaining a good consistent lap time. Slavman, as we've seen, has been a very difficult person to pass in this race. Jin has the inside line. Slavman, I think he might go for the switchback here before we reach the braking zone. Are we gonna see that happen? He's gone to the inside line, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move on Jin in his bid to try and get the best exit. He's actually forced his teammates slightly off track. Petro will not be very happy with that as you go into the infield. Slavman is just trying to find a way past Jin once again, the position that he's just lost. Jin has much better tires. Slav's tires are just falling off right now. It is getting dire for Slavman. Are we gonna see him being able to make a move? There's a little bit of contact there, I think, between Jin and Slavman as we go through going to the braking zone. And Slavman just so desperate, so eager to try and get back into P2. He's driven a great race. He's shown some great pace, and he's been very aggressive. That has worked in his favor as well. As we go towards the chicane, when we cross the line, we are going to start the penultimate lap of this race. It's been an enthralling race. Morrison, once again, just like he did in the sprint, he seems to be on course to winning the feature race as well. Jin and Slavman are embroiled in a fantastic battle. Tetro's not too far behind either. Don't discount him. Revolite's, I think, just fallen back from the pack. NTO, I think, will see out the season where he is right now. He will finish likely in P6. Unless JP has something to say about that. Fred and Adam will also be 8th and 9th, Joe in 10th. So I think for the final few laps of this season, we are just going to focus exclusively on this battle. It's the battle for P2. Gin Tonics leads Slavman, leads Tetropolis as we start the penultimate lap of the race. We go into the braking zone. Slavman's tires are pretty bad condition. Tetro just wants to find a way past his teammates so that he can go and attack Jin. Tetro and Jin's tires are in a relatively similar window. Slavman slightly off circuit, so does Tetropolis. Let's see if Tetro's going to launch an attack on his teammate as we go into the braking zone. He's a bit too far back. I don't think this is the point on the track where he's going to go for the move. And indeed, I think they will all hold position. Slavman might just have enough tires to get to the end of the race without getting a puncture. All will be, I think, revealed on the final lap of the race. The two Jaguars are running in a very good position, 3rd and 4th. Is it going to stay in this order though? Is it going to be Slavman ahead of Tetro? Jin has broken free. That is crucial for his race. Now, I think provided he can keep it clean, he has a nice smooth run to P2. Tetro and Slavman battling it out for teammate honors. Obviously, it's the last race of the season. They want to finish ahead of the other. I hope for their sake there's no contact here. And it doesn't seem like there's any contact this time around. And we're just going to follow Morrison as he is about to start the last lap of the race. The last lap of the season. What a season it's been for Morrison. He's shown stellar pace. And he's going to start the last lap of the season leading the way. Jin is nowhere close to him. Jin's not going to be able to challenge him here. This is a battle we're going to follow. Slavman and Tetro, side-by-side action. Tetro goes off circuit. He will not be happy with his teammate for the aggression that he's shown. Slavman just elbows out, wants to be on that podium. Come what may. Revolite, is he an unlikely protagonist here? Could he snatch the podium away from the two battling Jaguars here? Jin is in a comfortable position here. NTO, I think, will just be rethinking his tire strategy here to go on to the hards. It was a safe bet, but I don't think it was very beneficial in the end. However, hindsight is always going to be 2020. JP will be very upset. His strategy has not worked out either. Slavman and Tetro, I think Slavman will just about hang on. Morrison's already onto the banking. He has to go onto the chicane. Well, I was going to mention, are we going to see any battles into the chicane on the last lap? We'll have to have a look at Revolite through the chicane, says NTO. Let's have a look. Morrison through the chicane. We'll get to Revolut in a moment when he reaches the chicane. Morrison navigates the chicane. He's navigating it with utmost care. He doesn't want to pick up a penalty. By no means does he want to risk anything going into the final lap, final few corners of the racetrack. This is the last banking for him. Let's have a look at Revolut. Oh, I would have missed it. I haven't. There's a very nice replay button. Look at his rear right. I think that's going to give way. It has given way just before we reach the chicane, and that's Revolut's rear right just giving way, and that's damage, and that's Revolut's race ending. And NTO is going to move up into P5. I think the two Jaguars are also going to finish as they are, but we are going to give airtime to T. Morrison. We're going to rewind and see the Jaguars in a moment if they do swap. Morrison coming across the line. What a season it's been. Weaves across the line and takes a fantastic victory. Jin finishes in P2 and it's a photo finish for the Jaguar duo. Let's have a look. I think Petro got the better exit. Slavman has been defending like an animal the entire race weekend. And they're gonna go side by side, and in the end it is gonna be Tetropolis. No, it's gonna be Slavman. Who's it gonna be? Oh, it's gonna be Tetropolis. I think by the skin of his teeth it's gonna be Tetropolis ahead of Slavman. NTO finishes the season in P5, and the two purple beasts almost hit each other once they cross the line. JP finishes in P6, Fred in P7, Revolut in P8. Will it be P8? Where's Adam? Adam's a little too far back, I think, to get ahead of Revolut. Revolut tumbles down the order and finishes in P8. It's not the end of the season he would have wanted. Adam finishes in P9. It's been a forgettable race for him as well. Johofen, I think he's been away for a few races, so we can excuse his. I think he'll not be too upset about that. Johofen has shown great pace at some races over the course of the season, but the last race is going to end in last position, P10 for Johofen. But what a season it's been! It's been, I think, a breakaway season for Morrison. He's got the championship. And along with his teammate NTO, the pair of them have brought the Purple Beast, which is the Mercedes AMG 2020. For the first time over the whole season, I've said the proper name of the car. They have won the Constructors' Championship as well, the Teams Championship, I think you want to say. It's not a F1. So, well, that is that. It has been a wonderful season, and thank you, NTO, for the very, very kind words. And indeed, it's been a fabulous season for the both of you, a stellar season. Well, thank you to all the drivers who participated in 16. Oh, it is 16! Oh, I thought the Neo car would be faster. My apologies. So, even as we end the season, it's a mistake. So, Morrison wins the championship, Drivers' Championship, and along with his teammate NTO, they win the Teams Championship in the 2016 Mercedes AMG. My apologies for that. The Moncon and Schumacher team had the 2020 Mercedes then. Well, it's been a fantastic season. Thank you to all the drivers. Thank you for making it a very memorable season. Some fantastic battles we've seen. It's been an amazing, amazing season all the way through. It's been some brilliant battles, and thank you to ALR for organizing this championship. It's always a pleasure to either commentate or drive. It's just a pleasure to do both things. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of the season. Until next season, thank you. Take care. This is Gypsy signing off. Thank you. Take care and bye-bye.